Hi, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
We are Untitled Nerd Network. Welcome to another fun-filled review of The Walking Dead.
Woohoo!
This episode is called Splinter. It is episode 20.
Yep, of season 10.
Yep. And what a fun little episode this is. This is another one of those that they really took advantage of the storytelling dynamic that comes as a result of COVID.
Yep.
We watched like the little behind the scenes. Like they have, it's neat because on AMC Plus they have these little like 3 or 4 minute behind the scenes featurettes after the episode. And we've kind of gotten into the habit of watching those.
It's really neat. It gives insight onto like what things might mean, how things were done.
Yeah, they dig a little
It's really
deeper.
cute.
It shows behind the scenes. It shows how they do a lot of stuff, and it was pretty
Because
cool.
I would have never known had we not watched that like the train and the train car scenes were done on a set.
Yeah,
Like it looks like they just kind of set it up.
inside a train.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did in a way.
Per se, yeah.
The outside stuff was real trains.
Yeah.
The inside stuff was actually built on a soundstage. So,
It's neat. Looked very real.
this episode deals almost entirely with Princess. They start out right where that the last time we saw them left off. They're getting attacked by the. It's funny because I keep saying it's the Commonwealth soldiers, but in the show, people don't know that it's the Commonwealth.
Right.
So, like, but yeah, it's the new group that they've gone to see, and they seem to be very, very aggressive. But, and I didn't even think about it until we watched the little behind the scenes thing. She may have imagined a lot of the aggression.
Yeah, now that we know, because that was the whole thing is, we learned that we knew Princess had issues, but we learned exactly what her issues were and what her coping mechanisms were.
Yeah, she's been through a lot.
Yeah, she has. And it started as young as when she was a child with her mother and stepfather.
Yep.
I mean, they basically was like, because she had a splinter in her hand and it was infected.
It's like number one.
They made her go eat in the garage.
Yeah.
Because the stepdad did not want to see that at the table.
Yeah, she tried to get her mom to like defend her, and
Yeah,
her mom
because
just,
the stepdad didn't just say no; he smacked the shit out of her.
yeah. Oh God.
Because she stood up to him and was like, "Hey, this was my house first."
I know Princess has only been around for a couple of episodes, and I've liked her since I saw her in the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they really dug this deep in the comic book for her. But I really, really want to see something good happen for her.
Right,
I really
absolutely.
do. Because there have been characters in The Walking Dead that you think that, and they end up getting killed before they ever get any kind of anything.
Any kind of resolution or anything.
Yeah, and I'm like, ugh.
But part of her issues is like when she can't deal with reality, she makes an alternate reality, basically, in her mind. And she imagines talking to Miko, she imagines talking to Jane, she imagines Ezekiel breaking in her train car.
Okay, so we've pretty much we've decided that all the conversations that she had with the other people
That was
were,
all fake.
okay.
They revealed that in the episode.
Every
When
bit of
she was
it.
flashing back to all of it. It was
Okay.
all
'Cause I didn't
in
quite
her-
pick up on that part. I was thinking that, maybe
the only thing that she did not imagine was them taking her and talking to her and asking questions.
so she even imagined getting out of the train and going,
Yeah.
yeah, wow, okay.
Except that last time when she was talking to Ezekiel at the fence.
Yeah.
Now, she imagined talking to Ezekiel, but she
Yeah.
did not imagine going out then. And even the dude knew she had been imagining stuff, and that's how you know. He said, "Who are you talking to now?" So that means they've been listening to her talk to other people this entire time. Like,
yeah, and so I feel like that whole thing right there at the end was kind of a ruse to get her to come around, because they were ready with everybody outside.
they were waiting on her.
Yeah, they kind of figured out that they were going to be she was going to be the last one to come around, and
Right.
because I'm sure everybody else answered the question straight up and probably said, hey, this other girl kind of has some issues and
Yeah, I'm sure
stuff
they
like that.
assured them that, hey, she's fine, but she's a little crazy. You know.
You know what? I mean, I like storytelling like that. We've talked about this before on the channel. Maybe not necessarily on The Walking Dead, but, some of my favorite fictionalized stories, TV shows, movies, whatever, come from, at the very end, you find out that like half the episode has been hallucinated. And
Yeah,
that's
we've
just so
talked
good.
about that on
And
several reviews.
This particular episode here, like the way they had it set up, like here's the thing: the people at the Commonwealth, for the most part, are super cool. But through her point of view, they did a hell of a job at making you question what the fuck are these people about.
Right.
But even though they could have been great, seeing it from her point of view added some much needed tension to the story because you don't really know.
Because there wouldn't have been near as much tension.
Yeah.
If we'll just take her out of the picture completely.
Yeah.
It was just them three.
Yeah.
And they all answered questions. It wouldn't. It would be like basically a souped up version of the Alexandria interviews. Is what it would have been. And that really wouldn't have done justice, I think. And so by digging deep, developing her character more, it did leave you questioning, like, what the hell's going on here? And you're right. She may have, like, the whole Miko getting hit.
Yeah.
She might have imagined all that.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, that we did see them, like, draw guns on them and all that. But as far as, like, the struggle and Miko getting hit, she could have imagined all that.
You gotta think, it was dark. Mm-hmm. It was very exciting. You had bright lights everywhere. People just, you don't really know. They could have just, put everybody down on the ground and that been it. But she's so used to aggression and, that she very well, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with this entire thing was a lot more orderly and peaceful than what she made it out to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it was an amazing storytelling device. Mm-hmm. So yeah, fantastic. This was
such a good episode.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to really spend a lot of time talking about exactly what happened. It's just basically she hallucinated a lot of stuff that didn't happen and added a lot of much needed tension to the story. And
she first hallucinates that she talks to Miko, and that Miko passes out. But I think what it was is like, there's probably a good chance that she was already knocked out a little bit.
Yeah. And
they just removed her and took her to medics and this, that, and this, or whatever. If she really did get hit in the head.
Yeah.
And then her being gone, or maybe they just took her to answer questions, and then she was, like, gone. And that's why Princess was freaking out. Oh, she's gone, Then she, hallucinates talking to Eugene outside of the car.
Oh, so, God.
He's like, hey, I just need you to chill. And, like, it all makes sense if you think about it, because they talked about, like, Ezekiel's part. How, like, her hallucinations were opposite of his character. And he was kind of like the devil on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Which made sense if you think about it, because when you're splitting reality like that, it's not just half and half. You have several parts to it. And so she had her other delusions being like, hey, you need to chill out. And of course, one of them was like, no, just leave.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Just leave. Go ahead. You got this. You've been on your own for a long time. On your own before this.
Oh, yeah, they were watching her the entire time. She was out there at the gate and everything.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
They wasn't going to let her go. They were just seeing what would happen. Right. Like, given the opportunity,
that's
what are you going to do?
Probably, like, the whole reason dude was unarmed to begin with. Yeah. They were afraid that she might shoot.
Yeah.
And so...
Dude had like a prop gun, basically.
He did. He's like...
Hell, it probably didn't even have a sharp blade on it,
No, I noticed it had it looked kind of like a blade on it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was like a bayonet.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it may not have even been a sharp blade.
Oh, that's true.
They could have just like given like a prop toy gun or something, and she may not have even known.
Because he was bleeding, but she hit him like with the end of it, didn't she? Didn't she hit him in the face with the end of the gun?
Did she? I thought she just...
Or just... No, she went to hell with her fist. She was punching him,
yeah, because her...
She thought it was Ezekiel.
Yeah.
But it was really her.
God
That's
almighty.
when they revealed it. That was such a good reveal. She had blood all over her face, and then she realized what was going on.
And I like I said, as soon as Ezekiel popped up, I kind of figured that it was hallucination. Mm-hmm. But they were really going with it. And I'd never seen them do that on The Walking Dead before.
Right.
So I was like, while I knew I wasn't...
The most we've seen is Rick hallucinate Lori.
Yeah.
And that's...
I wasn't ready to, lay down money on that bet just yet,
Right.
Okay, so what do you give this episode?
I'm going to give it an 11.
Yeah, this episode gets an 11.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 11.
It didn't really advance plot or have any huge events, but this was such a deep, good... It's weird because season 10 so far has had a lot of perfect 11 episodes without being what you would normally consider an 11 episode. So it's like, I could watch this one again, especially knowing now what you know.
Yeah, because you picked up on different shit.
Oh, yeah. I think this whole, little 6-episode season 10 would be worth a really good rewatch, like a binge rewatch. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yay.
All right, so 11's across the board. We'll be back next week. We got 2 more episodes. We've got the next episode. I don't know what it's going to be about. I haven't seen any previews or anything. And then in just under 2 weeks, we're going to have the Here's Negan episode. It's actually called Here's Negan. I can't wait. That's going to be cool. I cannot wait. I can't. Did I tell you that in the Negan episode, they're going to have you're going to see Negan's wife for the first time.
Are we?
And, yeah. And she is being played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan's real-life wife.
You did tell me that. Once you said that, I remembered.
It's going to be fantastic.
Like, oh, yeah.
Cannot wait. We got 2 episodes left of this season. And this is, March? At some point during this summer, we're going to start season 11. So it's a really good time to be a Walking Dead fan. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next time. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
We are Untitled Nerd Network. This has been episode 20 of season 10, Splinter.